my name is Jasmine Dhaliwal. I am in my third year of college, though I'm probably more of a sophomore in standing, and I hope to be a biomedical engineer someday. I was the team leader for Team 3, and I helped us put together the concept for our project, a lot of the research for the concept, and helped us come with the idea for the model, which of course we didn't end up doing, unfortunately. And I was also in charge of putting together the report, which, because we weren't doing the group report anymore, I was still able to help at least by providing a outline for everyone so that they could have a little roadmap of how they should write their essay. So our project was about flaring and how to reduce it. Flaring, if you don't know, is that whenever they are drilling for oil, this is a wellhead where they drill for it, it's not just pure oil that's coming out of the ground. It is natural gases, oil, and water, which they use steam and water to inject into the site to build the pressure to pump it out. So when they collect that and pump it through, they collect it in this, and they use a separating mechanism where water, of course, is the most dense, it sinks to the bottom. Oil is the next dense, it floats to the top. And of course, natural gas is the least dense, and it already separates from the liquid. The oil, once they've collected enough of it, goes over this wall into the second chamber, so that the oil is collected in this side and the water is collected in this side, and they can drain it and use it for whatever they'd like. Once they've done that, of course, they have the leftover natural gases, and they need to figure out what to do with it because it is, of course, not oxygen. It's not good for the team to be breathing that are on site. It's also flammable, which can cause a threat there, and just in general, they need to make sure that it's off-site so that they can be safe. So oftentimes, most of the time, if there's a lot of it, what they'll do is they'll take it off-site so that it's not in anyone's way, it's not polluting the area where they are, and it's not causing a fire hazard, and they'll set it on fire over there. That way they don't harm their crew and it's not near civilization, but the problem is that it's still creating a pollutant because it's burning it, and it is also a massive waste of a limited resource that we have, that there's only so much natural gas, it's a fossil fuel, takes forever to make more, and where they could be using so many other things with it, they end up just burning it. It can't even be used, and it's just creating pollution for no reason. So our team came up with a few ideas for what to do with it. The first one, of course, is to collect it. Natural gas is something that is sold, that is bought. Everyone has a gas bill these days, for your stove or for heating your water, and they can use it, they can collect it and sell it, and use it for a profit. If they don't want to use it for a profit, they could also use the natural gas as an energy source on site. They can use it to power their equipment, to power their trucks. It is an energy source, like I said, so it can be used to create energy. The next concept that we had was that it can be added to an existing gas pipe. So if, let's say, there is not enough gas to warrant collecting it and selling it, or not enough to actually power their site, if it's not worth it for them to collect it directly, they could always just add it to an existing infrastructure if there's a gas pipeline nearby. The problem is if there's not an existing gas pipeline, then they still have to find another solution for this. But this way, they can turn a profit by either charging a subscription fee for the gas pipeline company that owns the pipeline, so that they can have access to their gas and collect more of the resource that they're trying to sell. Or they can also charge per unit. They could have something that measures the amount of air flowing through so that they can charge per unit of gas, per liter, for example. And then the last option that they use sometimes is that they will re-inject the natural gases back into the well. And this is good for the environment. It's not polluting, it's not getting burnt, it is not hurting anyone's health. And it can oftentimes revitalize the well because it's adding those natural resources back into the earth. And this is a good ecological and healthy way to deal with it, but my problem is that it's not economical. There's no reason I would think of that, besides revitalizing the well to get more oil out of it, that an oil company would want to take a resource that they spent time, money, effort, and other, resources to take it out of the ground just to put it back in the ground and not turn a profit, when they have so many other options that can be profitable or at least more efficient with their use of it. To debunk these real quick and try and find what the best option is, flaring, of course, is it's a safe way to take care of things as a last resort. We don't have to altogether get rid of it, but we should greatly reduce the amount that we are doing. If we collect it, it is something that we can sell or use. The only problem is whether or not it is going to be enough to turn a profit to warrant collecting it. Will it be worth it for the oil company to deal with government regulations, to deal with competition from the other natural gas pipelines, or to, bottle it in the first time? Will it be worth the risk of safety of having to compress all this gas and whatnot? Using the existing infrastructure is a good idea because they don't have to deal with anything other than possibly compressing it before they put it into the pipeline. This can help them to turn a profit if they charge it. If the natural gas companies are compliant, they can not have to worry about trying to filter and refine this natural gas. The only problem with this one, honestly, is just that the infrastructure kind of has to exist already. It has to be worth it for the oil company to build a gas pipeline from their site to an existing pipeline. That can be worth it in some cases, but it might not be in other ones. And then reinjecting, at the very least, is a very good way to put it back into the environment. They know where it is. And the only problem with it, again, is just that they can't turn a profit from it. From this, I think it just, again, depends on how much the quantity of the gas is, because it depends on how much profit they can turn, how much effort they have to put into it, etc. So at the end of the day, I feel essentially that the best options are actually to collect and sell it. If there's enough volume, they can collect it and sell it directly, or they can just sell it directly to a pipeline if that is available. And then reinjecting it is, at the very least, best for the environment, best for everyone's health and safety, and long run is a pretty good idea. The only problem is, again, that they don't have, an incentive monetarily to take care of that.